Giannis.
Antetokounmpo. Welcome back to Offensive Sports.
Giannis
Y'all know what it is.
is a freak.
This time on the courts, not in the sheets. We know you like to be both. Anyway, let's get it poppin'. Brand new ring. Giannis just hopped in.
All right, now you're just trying too damn hard.
Nah. Anyway, we're back. Sorry for the short break. I think we were on a little bit of a... We weren't quarantining because we don't believe in that shit.
We were having some technical difficulties mixed with some vacationing, mixed with a lot of stuff. We don't want to get into it, but we're back, and we're back for good. We're planning on dropping videos a lot. I know right now, since the Bucks just beat the brakes off the Suns, there's not going to be much to talk about, but we still got UFC, NFL training camp. But for today, we're going to stick with the Bucks because they just won the championship, baby.
Yeah, buddy. Giannis had one of the most dominant finals performances we've ever seen. Since... Shaq? Second player ever to have 3 finals games with 40-plus points and 10-plus rebounds. And hell, he added 5 blocks today, too.
I was going to say, if you're saying most dominant playoff performance or finals, you're forgetting 2016 Braun?
No. I was just talking about the way Shaq dominated, you know? Giannis and Braun are not the same player. Braun's passing is on another level. But... as much as Braun is a Laker, Giannis is my guy. He's my favorite player. Not just because of what he does on the court, but how he is off the court. Humble as hell. He did it without joining any super teams. They built a team around him, and he did it through sheer determination and will. He stuck it out. He kept that Mamba mentality that Kobe told him to keep.
But let's be honest. If the Lakers were healthy, they would have beat them.
Bro, if the Lakers were healthy, the Suns wouldn't even be there. So,
well, yeah, obviously that's what I'm saying.
But
it would have been a lot better matchup.
The cherry on the top, Chris Paul lost. Hate that guy.
Who cares, man?
No, I'm gonna say it.
He's a dirty player.
He is a dirty player. He's dirtier than my laundry.
That dirty?
Yeah.
Shit, that's pretty damn dirty.
I think I think it's laundry day, but what? That's besides the point. Chris Paul is a dirty ass player. Players like that shouldn't be winning a ring, you know?
So is Jay Crowder.
Jay Crowder is too. So I mean, it was a
and Cameron Payne is just whatever. He's
got a punchable face.
Yeah, Sid from Ice Age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. By far, honestly, I couldn't be happier. Once the Lakers were bounced out of the playoffs, both of us, we were cheering for the Bucks to make it all the way. There were no other teams along the way that we wanted to win a ring.
I mean, there was no other teams that I thought deserved it more than the Bucks. Every other team was either Brooklyn, Phoenix. I just didn't want to win because they beat the Lakers, so I was like...
I can't say Phoenix took any shortcuts either because they did it the right
They
way.
did play every injured team on the way to the finals. The only team that they played healthy fully was the Bucks.
Yeah. I do gotta say, I have a hell of a ton of respect for Monty Williams. He's by far one of my favorite coaches in the NBA. He's just a class act all
Today,
around.
after the game, he went to the Bucks locker room and congratulated them too.
Had he not been on the Suns, I think Monty deserves a ring. I mean, that guy's been through a hell of a lot.
I think he coached Drew Holiday too on the Pelicans and Davis
and Anthony Davis. Monty deserves a ring for sure. And I think
just not with the Suns.
Even with the Suns, just once Chris Paul's out of there,
and Jay Crowder,
he's a journeyman.
Cameron Payne.
Jay Crowder is a journeyman. He probably won't be there next year, or if he is, he probably won't be there the year after. So at this point, he's just bouncing around more than a basketball. I was stoked about that. I'm stoked for next season. I hope the Lakers rebuild and come back stronger than ever. Trade Kuz's ass. Oh, man, that guy.
Just build around LeBron and AD. Woo! They need to go re-sign Dwight. I think he's a free agent.
Yeah, they need to get Dwight back.
They need to trade
Kuz even for JaVale over any these guys.
JaVale's not a free agent though. That's the thing, unless he gets bought out or released or something.
He's back on the Nuggets, right?
He's on the Nuggets. But Dwight, I think, is a free agent.
Jamal Murray, if y'all didn't see, he liked to tweet about him going to the Lakers. So
I don't think that's happening.
I don't think so either. But it's something.
I remember a while back, Jimmy Butler liked a tweet or something or he said he was going to the Lakers. They just do that for leverage.
They do.
But it got me excited at that time. I was like, we're getting Jimmy Butler.
Do you think Paul George did it for leverage too, or did he actually?
I think he actually wanted to go to the Lakers, but then he got traded to OKC.
And he didn't want to be the third fiddle, but really, he's barely a good second fiddle.
I'm not going to lie, he did prove some more to me this year. He still had some bad shooting nights in the playoffs.
I was a huge Paul George fan when he was in Indiana.
I love Paul George.
But
Indiana
now
George.
It's just pandemic peak.
I don't know if I love Paul George in Indiana just because he was Paul George or just because back then I kind of hated LeBron. So I don't know if it was my LeBron hate taking over and they were always playing against each other. But I grew to respect LeBron even before he came to the Lakers. So just being fair. As a player, not as a person. I think he's a horrible person, but that's a different subject.
Yes, he is. He advocates for shit that he wouldn't impose on his own family.
The question I have for you, I think now that Giannis just won a championship and he dropped 50 points, and I think he had two 40-point games.
Game, yeah, it was crazy.
And nobody talked about this, or you didn't talk about this. 17 of 19 for free throws for someone who's struggling all playoffs in the closeout game. That's how he got his 50 points.
You can't say Giannis doesn't have a clutch gene because that guy who struggles on free throws, just overall, he was knocking him down.
They didn't look pretty, but they went in, so I mean, that's all that matters.
Who cares if it looks pretty if it goes in?
But my question was, is this kind of like a Kawhi situation where they're gonna say he's the best player for that 1 year, and then LeBron's gonna come back and take over again?
No, I think going forward. No, I don't think so.
I think either LeBron or AD is gonna finally step up and take that mantle.
They can take that mantle, but I think Giannis is gonna be in the conversation too.
Well, yeah, they're always going to be in the conversation, but
I don't think Kawhi even belonged in the conversation.
I didn't think either because he didn't do what Giannis just did.
Yeah, Giannis, the performance he put up and the teams he played, but I will say, granted, the Nets weren't that healthy because. But then again, you have a bunch of injury-prone players gathered up together. So
I had called that from the beginning. I said Kyrie's not going to stay healthy, and I think he ended up playing, but he wasn't playing fully healthy. And James Harden. What did I say about Harden? He just chokes in the playoffs is what I said.
I will give it to KD though.
He stayed healthy and he played.
No matter this guy has had two career detrimental injuries.
KD?
Yeah, his
had the Achilles.
The foot too.
That was a long time ago. He already came back from that.
Yeah, I know, but a lot of people haven't come back the same from that injury.
Well, that's not even the worst one. The worst one is Achilles.
Yeah, his Achilles. The guy was dominating after a ruptured Achilles. If he didn't have big ass feet, he would have knocked down that game winner. But
to be fair, I didn't think he was going to be this good, but I knew he was still going to be an all-star level just because he's 7 foot with that wingspan who could shoot and he has a handle. There's no way you're not going to average at least 20 points with that skill set.
Yeah,
but he came back and he averaged easy. What was it in the playoffs?
Superstar level again. Yeah, he didn't lose a step. I couldn't even tell he ever tore his Achilles because he was running, dunking, defending. Not as good as when he was on the Warriors. But the Warriors, I don't know if it was his Achilles that wasn't bad back then, or
the Warriors just had a better system.
Warriors' good team defense because their team defense is
the only one who was really a liability on that defense was Steph, but he wasn't really that much of a liability. Like he at least tried on defense.
Yeah. Harden just guides traffic, so that's kind of what he does. Anyway, but we kind of...
what I was saying, though, you kind of got into your own little tangent there about Kevin Durant. What I was saying is I'm not saying that Giannis or Kawhi and stuff, they're never in the conversation, but I'm saying nobody has ever fully taken that mantle from LeBron. LeBron's always been the best or in that conversation.
Yeah, but how long do you think LeBron's going to maintain that mantle? He's getting up there in age.
Well, I'm not saying it's going to be forever, but...
What is he, 36 now?
Before he went down with injury this year, before Solomon Hill dived at his ankle or dove at his ankle... He was still number one. He was number one for the MVP.
Was he number one or was Joel Embiid? Because Joel Embiid was up there.
Yeah, but he was ahead of Joel because he was without AD already at that point. He won like the last 5 games coming out of the All-Star game, and then Solomon Hill decided to dive out his ankle. They were up on the Hawks at that game, I think, by over 10. And then they ended up losing that game when LeBron went out.
Well, that's another thing, though, is LeBron's up there in age where before, if someone were to do that, that would have been like a nick.
No, that's different. If you sprain his ankle, yes. But when somebody dives at your ankle, especially a grown-ass man, that's different.
I don't know. I feel like, and LeBron, because he's hurt his groin like twice now. Well, in the Lakers.
Groins are common injuries.
Yeah, I get it, but it didn't happen to him like this before.
Because he didn't really hurt his groin.
Yeah, he did.
I think when you're saying that it's like on the injury report, whenever they say it's like, strained groin, they do that on purpose, I feel like, so they can get rest.
I don't know.
Because on those, at least, he seemed fine when he would come back. Except for that first year when he was with the Lakers. That one, he actually, he said he heard a pop. But after that, the groin really hasn't been an issue. I still get scared whenever he holds that area or, like, they say groin, but hasn't been an issue since.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Let us know what you guys think. Are you happy that Bucks won the championship? Were you rooting for the Suns? Whatever it is, everyone can agree Giannis deserved that shit. He put one of the most dominant final performances together. Not saying the most dominant, but by far one of the most dominant in recent years. And hell, he stuck it out with his team. He kept that Mamba mentality. And you know how big of a Kobe fans we are. We're Laker fans, but we're huge Kobe fans because what Kobe did to that franchise in the 2 decades he played there, I wouldn't say transformed, but there was a certain Mamba mentality, I guess you could say, he instilled.
Who, Giannis? Or Kobe?
Well, Kobe instilled it in.
Well, the Lakers always had it.
He made it synonymous with the Lakers, but Kobe influenced a whole generation. Even as much as I didn't want the Suns to win, I'm going to give Devin Booker credit as well, too, for playing the way he did and taking what Kobe said to heart because...
Which part? He said he was going to finish the job. He didn't finish the job.
But Giannis said he's had to finish the job, too, so one of them finished the job. Like I said, both of them were Kobe's proteges, and a lot of the league is. And overall, it was a good matchup. The Suns were up, was it 2-0 in the beginning?
The Bucks ran off 4 straight.
Yeah.
But that happened to the Bucks a couple years back when the Bucks beat Toronto a couple games in a row, and then Toronto ran off 4 straight against them. That's because Toronto played smarter against Giannis. They had Kawhi be the primary defender, and every time he would drive, there was a wall. The Suns, for some reason, I think it's probably because they're a young team, they couldn't follow the game plan. I'm sure that was the game plan for him too, but they couldn't follow it because they're younger, probably, most likely.
Anyway, Giannis and the Bucks deserve it. Congrats to you guys. Hopefully, I mean, we're Laker fans, but I wouldn't mind seeing Giannis back in the finals a few more times. I think he deserves it, the way he stuck it out. And honestly, as much as I would love him to be a Laker, I hope he finishes his career with the Bucks and puts a few more rings under his belt. Overall, what Kobe told him to do, and
even though he's not a Laker, I'll give him and the Bucks the respect. I'll say he's the best until next season when LeBron proves he's the best again, and I'll say yes, the Bucks are the champions, even though it was a little bit easier of a road this year with all the injuries that happened, but everybody had to go through the injuries. I mean, some stayed somewhat healthy, but I'll give them respect.
Anyway, that's all we have today. Again, let us know. Sound off in the comments below. Let us know if you were happy with the Bucks winning. If not, why were you rooting for the Suns? And who do you want to win next year, or who do you think's gonna win next year? We'll be back next time, and see you guys later.
Peace. Giannis.